Tonight on Q2, an arrest captured on camera stirs up the immigration debate.
For me, it was scary, not even having the chance to have a solution for him.
A Mexican citizen recently captured in Helena now appears in court, with some claiming it's racial profiling. Plus, hope huddled.
A lot of these kids have already been saying that they get to attend a football camp, and that's something they've never done.
Young kids converge on Rocky, letting their talents shine on the gridiron. And seeds of success.
They're brand new plants. I have no idea what people are going to think of them, but I'm very excited.
One Billings woman has seen her passion of gardening blossom into an invention, creating her own plant species. The MTN 10 o'clock news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Thursday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Our top story, new body camera footage released just this evening shows the moment that police stopped and detained a Mexican man in Helena before he was arrested by immigration authorities. Christopher Martinez's attorneys argued today in a Missoula courtroom that their client's detainment is unconstitutional. But the government claims he has a record of entering the country illegally. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian was at the hearing and has the latest.
Christopher Martinez was in attendance for what federal attorneys call a standard immigration case, but what his attorneys say was egregious racial profiling. Cameras are not allowed inside federal courthouses, but I and MTN's Tony Cornish Jr. were there for the hearing. Martinez was brought in handcuffs, but was let loose and embraced his wife and children before and after the hearing.
For me, it was scary, not even having the chance to have a solution for him or not knowing exactly where he was. It was also really scary for me.
Martinez's attorneys argue his detention was a constitutional violation. Helena police were working with immigration authorities to find two other men with warrants for their arrest. And his attorneys say the only reason they stopped him was because he was Latino.
If this unlawful detention is not challenged until immigration proceedings commence and are finalized, then it essentially destroys any opportunity for Christopher to obtain relief on his unlawful detention, because he will have been in detention during that entire time.
The U.S. Attorney's Office is defending the government's actions. They argued the actual justification for the stop was his vehicle's expired registration, and whatever else led up to it, that was a valid stop. And once authorities determined his identity and that he was in the country unlawfully, that information can't be suppressed. Federal attorneys said in a court filing that Martinez had crossed illegally into the U.S. and been removed several times, including multiple times in 2021. They also said he had been arrested in Helena in 2023. MTN found a written citation from Helena police, which said Martinez assaulted his wife. That charge was subject to deferred prosecution and later dismissed. Judge Dana Christensen questioned whether he had the authority to take the actions Martinez's attorneys are asking. Federal attorneys said these issues can be brought up in immigration court. The courtroom was full Thursday afternoon with some people in the back standing. Many were supporters of Martinez. Outside the courtroom, one protester raised a banner saying "Abolish ICE," and others held signs criticizing federal actions.
When people are afraid, they act out, and lies become a trigger. So lies are being used to trigger people against refugees and people who have come here looking for a better place to live.
Christensen said he would take this matter under advisement, but that he understood he needed to act quickly. He asked that federal attorneys confirm that Martinez would not be removed from the U.S. until he's had a chance to make his decision. In Missoula, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
The White House is criticizing a federal judge in New Hampshire who's issued a nationwide block on the president's executive order ending birthright citizenship. The decision comes just weeks after the Supreme Court issued a ruling limiting the ability of judges to issue nationwide injunctions blocking presidential orders. Judge Joseph LaPlante certified a class action lawsuit seeking to block the executive order that would restrict birthright citizenship for children born to undocumented parents. The judge said his decision was not a close call and added the deprivation of U.S. citizenship and an abrupt change of policy would cause irreparable harm. He also wrote, U.S. citizenship is the greatest privilege that exists in the world. The judge says he will pause his order for several days to give the Trump administration time to appeal. The Trump administration called his ruling an unlawful attempt to circumvent the Supreme Court's order. Meanwhile, former U.S. Attorney and state legislator Bill Mercer will be serving the state of Montana once again. President Trump has appointed the Billings resident as judge on the United States District Court for the District of Montana. In a social media post, the president says Mercer is strong and smart, and he will fearlessly uphold the rule of law and defend our Constitution. Mercer will replace Judge Susan Waters, who is set to retire to senior status next year. A 29-year-old Roberts woman is behind bars tonight on a charge of felony negligent homicide. Rachel McElron is accused of causing a head-on collision Sunday night that killed 20-year-old Rand Carlson. That accident happened north of Rockvale on Highway 310. According to court documents, McElron was driving the wrong way in a Jeep Cherokee when she crashed into Carlson's GMC Sierra. Carlson died on the scene while she was transported to a Billings hospital. Documents say she made, quote, excited utterances to EMS indicating she had intended to crash her vehicle. She also had to be restrained in the ambulance for the safety of medical personnel and was said to be aggressive with hospital staff. Montana Highway Patrol says alcohol is suspected in the crash, but results from a blood sample are not expected for 4 to 8 weeks. The investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, 2 people are in the hospital tonight after a vehicle versus motorcycle accident near the Muzzleloader Cafe on Laurel Road. This all happened around 7, and I shot this video just a few minutes afterwards. BPD says multiple motorcycles were involved, with the rider of one of those motorcycles appearing to have very serious injuries. The driver of a car that was involved was also transported to the hospital. It's not yet known what led to that crash. The investigation continues, with part of that road expected to be closed for several hours. Tonight, a sobering statistic when it comes to teen driving. According to one report, in 2023, more than 3,200 people were killed in crashes involving teen drivers, a nearly 6% increase from 2022. The number is even more concerning here in Montana, with Montana ranking 7th in teen driving deaths, with 37 per 100,000 teenage drivers. Those numbers highlight the need for stronger driving education and safety measures in the state. It also has Laurel Homeschool freshman Holly-Anna Patterson taking things slower as she learns the rules of the road.
Just trying to predict what other people are going to do, like where they're going to turn, or sometimes people don't put on their blinkers and stuff. Otherwise, it's just like focusing on what I'm doing, like who's crossing the street or what's in the road.
The study also showed distracted driving deaths spiked 17.6% in 2023, with 348 teens killed due to distractions.
Speaking of driving, we have a cold front driving its way through Montana right now. We've had some rain showers and thunderstorms over parts of southern Montana, but also some active weather over northern Wyoming too. Some thunderstorms in the vicinity of Red Lodge, mainly between Red Lodge and the Beartooth Pass summit. Also some showers moved through the Billings area. Couple lightning strikes south of town. We've also had a thunderstorm that's quickly moving eastward toward Lame Deer. You can see further to the north, we have this entire cold front still moving our direction. A lot of gusty wind coming out of the north. Cooler air is moving our way with more chance for some rain showers and thunderstorms. And it's going to be a roller coaster ride weather-wise all the way through the end of next week. I'll have your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
A Wyoming man who brought forth a $47.5 billion offer to buy TikTok says that offer is now paused unless China demonstrates a genuine commitment to a transparent and lawful divestiture. Reed Reisinger, founder and CEO of Reisinger Media, says China is playing a shell game with a watered-down application. Reisinger points to reports that Real ByteDance's offer of a U.S. version of the app excludes the algorithm and data infrastructure. He says the president called for a sovereign digital future and that China has shown no interest in negotiating in good faith. He said there is currently no credible deal on the table that Reisinger Media is interested in pursuing. Reisinger says by withholding the algorithm, China is pretending to comply while keeping control of the engine that drives TikTok. We've said from day one, no deal without the algorithm and complete access. China seems more interested in games and espionage than a real top dollar deal, he says. Finding affordable health care is not always easy, and the same goes for dental work. But now Montana's only dentistry residency program and one of their newest doctors is looking to change that. Dr. Simo Morano, who is from Puerto Rico, comes to Billings aiming to provide care to patients that may otherwise not have it. Our Matt Carmack has tonight's Your Health Matters story.
Sensitivity, all that good stuff we talk about every day.
Helping underserved populations.
It feels like a home here.
That passion, a common thread between many employees here at Riverstone Health.
And I always had this urge of helping people. Everyone in this world deserves care.
And that's especially true for Dr. Eduardo Simo Miranda, Riverstone's newest dental resident.
Honestly, I just want to grow in every aspect of dentistry because this residency is focusing more as a general dentist. So I just want to grab the most experience I can get.
You get really great care seeing the resident. They're very thorough.
Riverstone is a community health center, and they don't turn down anybody regardless of insurance or socioeconomic status.
That's one of the reasons that I'm in community health dentistry is to provide dental care to the underserved and to be a safety net clinic for those in need.
Riverstone's strive to serve the general population brought not only Dr. Simo, but Dr. Josephine Verlanik to the dentist chair.
Helping dental residents, dental students also enjoy working in community health centers too and feel that passion for community health dentistry is one of the reasons that I work here.
Dr. Verlanik oversees the dental residency program. She tells me that general dentists aren't actually required to complete a residency. However, it fills the gap between dental school and professional experience, which in turn expands healthcare accessibility.
So you can get more training. You can work on becoming more efficient.
It fills the gap. It gives you like that experience that is gonna assure you and make you a better, more confident provider.
Dr. Simo is in his first week of his residency. Throughout the next year, he's looking forward to dipping his toes in all dental specialties, especially endodontistry.
I told myself that I wanted to pursue it and do what the dentist back then did for me to fix my smile. So I put the challenge on me that I was going to do it, and I ended up pursuing the career.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.